Alright, in this video we're going to summarize everything that we've learned so far. So in order to create something like that, so I've designed this in Affinity Designer. You can design this in Figma or Adobe Illustrator or even XD. It doesn't matter, or even Sketch. The way we design it is we just draw one box, give it a box shadow, and draw another box, write a sentence here, and draw an icon, give it a bunch of paragraphs and a heading, style them differently, and then we have our card. This is how simple it is. But when it comes to developing this simple card, there are lots of things that goes behind the scene. So first you have to create a container that holds all these items, and then you have to give it an H1 heading, and this heading has to be inside that div, and then you have to give it another H2 heading, which is the subheading, and then you have to give it a paragraph that is inside that div, and then you have to wrap these three inside another div, and then put that div inside that div. So see, everything is nested inside a box, nested inside a box, and nested inside the box. And now, so we have one parent div and then one child div that holds these three items, and then we have another div that holds the button and the anchor tag, which is a link that takes you to another page, and the span tag, which is a SVG icon, or it can be an SVG inline element. And so we have two divs that are the child divs inside the parent div. So let's see that markup in action. If we go ahead and open the Box Anatomy folder, we have a index.js, CSS, and HTML. So we're just only gonna focus on the HTML part. So to create that card design, you have to have a parent div, which is the card, and then we have to have a card body. We'll get to the classes later in CSS, don't worry about whatever you see. I just want you to pay attention to the markup. So we have the card, which is the parent container. We have the card body, which is the H1, H2, and P. And then we have the card button, which is the anchor tag. And inside that anchor tag, we have an SVG. And this is the second child. So we have the button card, and then the body, and then everything is wrapped inside the card. So this is hopefully what you've learned, and this by the end of this course, and you'll be able to create something like that. And we style it with CSS. So let's go ahead and open it in Live Browser. So this is just the image we exported, and this is the mockup that we designed in a vector design software. And this is the actual prototype that we've designed that actually works and it's functional. Even the hover effect and when you hover over the card. So basically, in a nutshell, this is the HTML markup, and there's a lot of things that goes behind the scene. We know that the HTML markup is not the only thing. So for example, if we delete the CSS, and then if we open it once again, this is the actual card that we have, and it's ridiculous. So let's get back the CSS and open it once again. CSS saves our lives. So again, you see when I click on it, the background changes. This is, I added another JavaScript to it. So just wanted to show you guys, with JavaScript you can add interactivity. With CSS you can add these hover styles and then effect, and then style the card really beautifully, and then make everything functional. So what we summarized is we have to first create the markup, and then we have to understand the box anatomy and then how every element behaves, and then hopefully we will learn about the CSS and how can we style it, and then lastly we learn about JavaScript and how can we morph SVGs, and then how can we add interactivity and interaction to our pages.